Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Toya being the consummate on time, maybe probably early student. Like she said, hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right. Toya, did you check out the link in the description? Man, oh man. Whew, that one was that was a little difficult to listen to. That was a little difficult to listen to. We're gonna be honest. Okay, first let's just state the obvious. The young lady, and we're gonna be reviewing. Her channel name is The Love Jones Show. Whew, I don't know if she want to say love there, but alrighty then. Um, and Miss Jones will just call it. Um, from the Love Jones Show, Miss Jones will just say. Cheryl said, Z, how do you have tolerance? Look, because I've been knowing. It ain't nothing. Um, First, let's get the most obvious thing out. She gives Azealia Banks vibes. Let's just call a thing a thing. She gives Azealia Banks vibes. Right? So let's just state the obvious off top. Yes, we talking about witchcraft and spirituality and evil eye and manifest. She is your standard young millennial Gen Z, and I don't know her real age, but young millennial Gen Z moving, talking, sounding. I've learned most of my stuff from social media, so I'm a walking internet meme ass black woman. That's what she is. Let's just call a thing a thing. Right? No, Toya, not the Ronald McDonald. Right? But let's just call a thing, right? So yeah, she gives Azealia Banks vibes. Now, why are we reviewing this young lady today? It's because this young lady still found a way. This young lady still found a way to excuse, right, Miss Cynthia G being deleted off of YouTube. Right? I know, Terrell, right? That shit was funny. Oh yeah, we're using profanity today. It's not gonna be heavy though. It's not gonna be heavy. Um, but so she tried to excuse Cynthia G being deleted. So first, let's get this out the way. It's looking like it was a white woman who helped to do this. By the way, to all you black women, oh you black men, and da 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 da. Which leads me to my next point. Oh, and Faber says, who is he talking about? We're speaking about a young lady named well, her channel name is The Love Jones Show. Yeah. So, and we're speaking about her because she is attempting to make excuses for Cynthia G and her genocidal, eugenics, euthanasia ass talking points. We're covering her because she thinks that black men are jealous of black women's vagina power. She didn't use the word vagina. Um, yeah, she is still she is positing something that we know is factually inaccurate. By the way, it's factually inaccurate that black women do 80% of the work, or women do 80% of the work. By the way, Miss Jones, black men still earn more than black women per capita. I just want you to know, because like a lot, like I don't know where this, and shout out to Medium Man, I haven't watched it yet. It's in my history to watch, but I think he covered this also. Like, y'all need to stop. Black men earn more than black women. Black men have better credit scores than black women. Black men have better savings accounts than black women. Black men employ more people. I said employ. Sorry, employ more people than black women. Yeah, whoever is forwarding these weirdo messages in the black community needs to stop. Right? Black men are financially better than black women. And we have more black male billionaires, both in America and outside of America, than we have black women billionaires. And if I'm not mistaken, we have more black women millionaires also. And I'm not talking about just the sports stars and the athletes and the entertainers, et cetera, et cetera. Right? And see, and Trell, this is my point. And Trell says, sad that Becky is looking out more for black men than Keisha. And I'm gonna get to that, right? So let's get to this. Many people's moral compass has completely been shattered because of the internet and social media. So that's not exclusively a black thing or a black woman thing. But black women, your slip is showing. You are making it very clear how your moral compass has completely been shattered by the internet, which brings me to my next point. Y'all have been in your echo chambers, in your bubbles for so damn long, you don't even understand what's right and wrong anymore. Or at least you pretend like not to know when you're on social media. For Miss Jones to be saying, well, what did Cynthia G say? I don't know. Maybe it's the genocidal rated genocidal rhetoric. Mr. Z, could you get it out? Get it out. Right? It's the genocidal rhetoric. Y'all have been in your echo chamber so long, you don't hear eugenics talk for what it is. You don't understand when you speaking like a Nazi. Oh, okay, which brings me to my next point. Wait, ladies, let me get this right. You think the appropriate response for calling you ugly is to say that he should have never been born? Uh-oh. You think the appropriate response for quote-unquote colorism is to say, you know, black women should abort black male babies? You think the appropriate response for quote-unquote fat shaming is to say black men should have never been born, or we should abort black male babies until they build us Wakanda, or what are black men good for anyway, or white men do it better, or non-black men do it better, or you think the appropriate response to all it, and this is what Miss Jones was getting to. What about the fat shaming? And what about the body shaming? And what about talking about our hair texture? And what about comparing us to white women? I'm sorry, ladies, do y'all really want to have a conversation about who's comparing who to who? Uh-oh. Right? Dear black women, the rest of society, see, when this was just an internal conversation, right? Intra-racial conversation, you got to get away with a lot. But y'all been so loud. See, you've been smelling your own farts and believed your own hype so much. You thought you could say this outside of the black community and non-black people, civilized non-black people would be like, yeah, you're right. Abort black male sons. Yeah, that's an appropriate response for him calling you fat. Yeah, that's it. For saying he's not attracted to your features. Yeah, the appropriate response to that is to say he should have been aborted. Yeah, that's it. Uh-huh. Y'all been smelling your own fart so much, you think you could actually shame non-black people by saying, well, look, they call us fat. Okay. They say we're ugly. All right. They compare us to white women. Okay. So why can't we say they should have never been born? You think that's the appropriate response? Y'all been in y'all echo chambers and your bubbles for so long. You think the appropriate response to a black man not being attracted to your features is to say he should have never been born? It's to compare him to white men, not that you actually find white men attractive, but to compare him to white men and then deem him lacking because he didn't go around the planet and rape and pillage and conquer and destroy it? Like, do y'all understand? Y'all don't understand not only how loud y'all been on social media for the past decade and a half or such, definitely within the past decade. Not only that, you don't fully appreciate not just how loud you've been, but how insane your rhetoric has been. That's why when non-black people come across your rhetoric, they're like, oh my God. I would like to direct you to Laura's face when Shay Sade was playing for her clips of Cynthia G and whatnot. I would like to direct you to when Shay Sade interviewed the older white woman and just telling her that, oh, you know, a lot of black women think that white women don't go through no strife and no struggle with white men. I would like to direct you to, and FD deleted it, you can't see it, but when FD played his the Black Manosphere clip, and it's, he focused on divestors. The comments from even other black people who are not in these type of conversations was like, oh my god, when they heard how Lexus Exodus speak, when they heard how Cynthia G speak. Yeah, y'all have been in y'all echo chamber so long, you think what you're saying is justifiable. You're insane. Y'all think what Cynthia G is talking about, aborting black male babies, is justifiable. Because you got your little feelings hurt by who? Tommy Sotomayor? By who? Kevin Samuels? By who? Obsidian? Angry Man? O'Shea Duke Jack? Y'all got your little feelings hurt by these people. So you think, all right, then fine, abort black male babies. What? And y'all are the people who think you could go deal with white people and end up with Asian men? You think you could date Asian men? Have you ever met older Asian women? You think you could end up marrying an Asian man when the mom is gonna be like, that fat ass woman? Black women, you so fragile that Negroes is calling y'all fat and y'all shattering. You think you could end up with a non-black man? Man, if y'all don't get the entire hell up out of here, y'all ain't built for it. Y'all ain't, right? And by the way, shout out to the nameless protagonist. This is the Hive model all day. This is the worship of the feminine. This is the worship of the P. Y'all know what I mean by P. Right? So now we're saying, oh, it's justifiable to talk this crazy. And YouTube, and I put money. See, now we're finding out it possibly was a white woman who helped to get Cynthia G's channel deleted. So it's looking like it was a white woman, but it still had to go for review. I put money it wasn't a black person. I reviewed it and said, yeah, we're getting this up out of here. I put money. It was either a small hat or just a standard wasp or a South Asian or East Asian person. Maybe a Latino, but I put money. It was either South Asian, East Asian, small hat, or wasp. I put money. But y'all been in y'all echo chamber so long, you think you could talk like this. And you think it's justifiable because somebody called you fat or ugly or made fun of your hair or your tape line or whatever the hell. Or your edges or whatever the hell. You think it's justifiable. Y'all are absolutely insane. Y'all are insane. I like this. Not naughty by nature. And Toya says, "Oh, is it other people? Other P is for people. Scratch your temple. The last P. Well, but no. Look, at the end of the day, black women, you can't talk like this. Like, I like that y'all talking like this because it only justifies what Mr. Z's been saying forever. But if you're not trying to get your channel demonetized, you can't talk like this. And y'all think you can shame non-black people and say, what's wrong with my genocidal ass rhetoric? What? I'm only responding in kind. You think that's responding in kind? Right? Ms. Jones also admits that before she was on the internet and social media, essentially saying, I didn't know they hated us so much. Ma'am, first of all, we don't. That's number one. Number two, so are you admitting, and she did bring up Chrissy's name and Cynthia G's name, so are you tacitly admitting that Cynthia G and Chrissy are groomers? Is that what you're admitting? Are you admitting that Cynthia G and Chrissy are groomers? So are you admitting that what Mr. Z has been saying is true? That these women who have their own issues, Cynthia G tried to baby trap her black baby daddy and it didn't work, and so she threw a goddamn jihad against black men. And Chrissy is just outright, just straight up envious and jealous of white women, upper middle class white women. Let's get that correct. So are you admitting that these people who have their own issues groomed you to hate black men and to think it's okay for Cynthia G to advocate for black male babies to be aborted until black men build black women Wakanda, which by the way is illegal? Let me say that again for you. Under international law, you cannot punish a group for what a smaller group does or for what an individual does. That's illegal by international law. But you know, Cynthia G don't know that, so she talk reckless, and that's why her channel got snatched. If you don't believe me, check how people are going at the Israeli government every time they say, "Oh yeah, well these people support this, so we got to get all of them." Every time they come out their mouth crazy like that, people, wait a minute now, that's illegal, right? Y'all talking reckless, not even knowing what y'all doing. Y'all just, we got to get black men back, right? Ms. Jones, you can't talk like this. And it's election season. And it's election season. Y'all just, boy, when I said y'all out of touch, I said it, I meant it. Y'all swear y'all know what y'all doing. If y'all pay me enough, I'll be your PR people. I'll be your PR man. If you pay me enough, I'll show you how to get at black men and not get your channel snatched. No, I won't. But if you pay me enough, right? Mrs. Z about to flip on y'all black manosphere. I'm up for hire. Man, these people really don't know what they really don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what I promise you. They think they know. They think they smart. And this is the issue. Black women, you've been smelling your own farts so long, you think you're actually smarter than everybody else. You swear you're smart. And Miss Jones was kind of speaking to that. We give birth to everyone. We're this, we're that. And then once again, this is like that hive model, worship the feminine, worship at black women, worship at the altar of the black woman. Like, all right, keep on thinking you're so much smarter than everyone else. You're so much more moral than everyone else. You are the mothers of the universe, not even just mothers of humans, mothers of humanity. No, you're the mothers of the universe. Keep on thinking that. And then run into the wall that other people don't agree. Now what? And it's not even black men. Other non-black people don't agree. Now what? Have fun trying to shame them. Right? Trail. And Trail says, where there are any Keishans, no, Kisharians, was this signatories of the Geneva Convention. How many of them even know what the Geneva Convention is? Right? And they would definitely not sign the Geneva Convention. But for them, it's all fair. I got my feelings hurt. Launch a nuke. Man, they would never sign that. If there's one group of people that would never sign the Geneva Convention, right? One black man said he prefers lighter skinned black women than darker skinned black women. Launch the nuke. Right? One black man said he likes slim women over big women. Launch the nuke. Right? ICBMs just start launching them. Right? What they call it, the nuclear triad, launch them from everything. The planes, the submarines, out the ground. Right? These people think it's justifiable what they say. We got our feelings hurt, so we should be able to say whatever we want to say. And this is when they get into don't tone police me. Remember with the Kevin Samuels thing, they were like, don't tell us how to react to his death. He was talking crazy about us. Da, 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 da. And they think it's justifiable. Right? They think it's justifiable. Right? Like I said, YouTube disagrees. YouTube y'all can't talk like this, bro. You ever just want to look at somebody and be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Right? Like, we say it in jest like they lost their mind, but for real though, they lost their mind. Right? You think it's justifiable to talk eugenics, genocide? Like, let me say this once again. I'm not saying genocide just to throw it out there. I'm not being flippant with how I throw it out there. Cynthia G said genocide. Like, she said the word. Right? Name it. I don't care what Brussels has to say, what the Hague has to say, what the Hague has to say, what ICC has to say. They ain't trying to hear none of that. Name it. They ain't trying to hear none of that. I got my feelings hurt. Launch the nuke. Here's the kicker, dear black women. You want to know why none of your stuff is sticking out? Because y'all launched the nuke like 50 years ago. That's why nobody listening to nothing I gotta say. See, where Miss Jones gets it messed up. Miss Jones think that this conversation is like 15 or 10 years old on social media on the internet. Miss Jones, black women been throwing black men under the bus. You need to go talk to your grandma them. Wait, that's half the reason why you move and think the way you do. Anyway, yeah, that's why nobody here. Do y'all know how? You see, you don't know. You don't know how much black women have been throwing black men under the bus in front of white people and non-black people. That's why it don't have the same staying power. It's not going to. Will some people pretend? Yeah, some people will pretend just to get you to crush or step on black men, and then they step on you afterward. But for the most part, ain't nobody going through that with black women no more. Y'all been throwing black men under the bus for decades. That's why nobody can hear it no more. It doesn't have the same staying power, nor will it. Right? Miss Jones, black women have been saying black men, and by the way, I got to respond to something you were implying there, but black women have been saying black men are secretly gay, DL. Black women have been saying black men are horrible deadbeat fathers, horrible husbands, horrible boyfriends. You even said femicides or abusive. Black women have been saying all of that for decades in front of non-black people. That's why I don't have no staying power anymore. That femicide talk, y'all just rebranding. Y'all been saying black men over every corner is a black man preying on a black girl or black no staying power. Kerosene reviewing the 101 East video about the Japanese and what's going on with them and their domestic violence and all this other stuff, and them praying, filling up on women and on the train cars and everything. And Crystal and Kerosene come out the mouth. They need to do an op-ed on black people. You ain't see it yet. Y'all don't really want that, and you want to know why? Because it's going to show that violence in the black community is largely bidirectional, and it's going to make black women look way worse than y'all think y'all look now. Y'all just don't know what y'all doing. I promise y'all I need a PR person. I promise you need one. Black women be advocating for stuff and you... By the way, black women, the reason why is because you swear you're going to win. Because you actually bought into your own hype. You've been smelling your own fart. You think you're morally superior to black men. And what ends up happening is that you go out there and advocate for something that ends up biting you in the ass. Because you swear you were on the right side of history. What about if you're not? I would love to ask black women, black intersectional academics this. What about if you're actually not on the right side of history? Have you ever considered that? What about if you're not? Now what? Right? You're wrong. That's the question. So being just like Like I said, Azealia Banks, she, Miss Jones talking all the spiritual thing, and don't threaten us with being cat ladies. I would much rather be a cat lady than be scrubbing the ground. Now she has this thing where she keeps on saying black women in the past were scrubbing the ground, and black women, I would rather be single and with a cat than scrub the ground. Okay, let me say this. And I've actually been listening to a couple of interviews with scholars, white scholars, but two-parent household and fathers are in the home, and how black men in general, being in the home and two-parent households, how it deters, or it's better for the poverty rate because it lowers the poverty rate. Yeah, so actually you're scrubbing the ground when you don't have a man. Oops. Because Miss Jones does the whole stereotypical, yeah, black women are buying cars for men, and black women are doing this for men, and black women, and then he still thinks that he's a king, and he still wants you to cook dinner, and she does the whole yawn. She does the whole stereotypical, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're still working 40 hours. First, even in the black community, two-parent household is better advised. It's advised. Number one. Number two, the number one indicator for divorce, for poverty in America is divorce. That's number one. Number three, number two. Number three, you would actually do better with a man. Yes, even a black man. I'm sorry, Ms. Jones, right? Even with a black man. Y'all just don't know what y'all talking about. I swear y'all don't. And you know how you don't know what you're talking about? Because it don't even got to be black men. Y'all get in the presence of non-black people, start talking that crap, and the non-racist ones be like, what the hell are you talking about? If you don't believe me, go try to find Cynthia G's page on YouTube. Oops. Huh? If you don't believe me, go find the video of Shay Sade speaking to Laura. If you don't believe me, go find the video of Chris Williamson mentioning Crystalline Kerosene and calling her a grifter. Once y'all start talking that crap in front of non-black people, they're like, what in the hell is she talking about? Huh? Black women, you can't keep throwing black men under the bus like this and think there's not a consequence. You can't keep on insulting black men like this and think there's not a consequence. Shout out to Paris Milan. You seen Paris Milan lately? Look how she moving. Huh? Don't worry, Chrissy gonna slow up on it too. She ain't dumb. She'll sell y'all the soap and she won't use it. Y'all just don't appreciate what time y'all living in. You don't appreciate what year you're living in. Dear black women, all that throwing black men under the bus and insulting black men, guess what? The economy can't afford it no more. Oops. The society can't afford it anymore. The general is always fighting the last war. Dear black women, it's over. Their environment can't afford it anymore. Ms. Jones, the environment can't afford it anymore. And other women are pivoting in the opposite direction, and black women are like, yeah, black men ain't this shit. Black men are secretly, they still on the secretly gay thing. That's like 30 years old, but okay. Right? And black men don't build, and black men are losers, and if y'all was rich, and what have y'all built? And all right. Meanwhile, Latinas are like, oh, yeah, I'll take that $40,000 a year black man. I'll take them. I'll take the $45,000 a year black man. Oh, I'll take the $40,000 a year black man. I'll take the $50,000 a year black man. Right? Good point, Indigo. And Indigo says only people that made black women scrub the floors were white people. Yeah, exactly. You know, the people and the men they keep on comparing black men to. So, of course, Miss Jones is one of these spiritual girlies, right? And talking about, oh boy, she said manifest. I promise you, I told y'all she was a walking meme of everything these younger women are speaking about on the internet, right? And wearing the evil eye, and oh boy, and we birth y'all, we birth the energy this, and you know what's frightening? These people talk like this, and it's like You realize you're just, like I said, you're a walking meme. You are a collection of memes on social media, right? And my apologies, I might have went out for a second, but yeah, dear ladies, y'all are a collection of memes on social media. I'm not saying that to be funny, but I'm really not saying that to be funny. I'm not even saying that to be insulting. I mean that. So many of you are just a walking collection of social media memes. And you lack so much self-awareness. Y'all will be spouting. If I gave you 5 minutes, you would spout out just about every social media meme you've consumed over the past couple years, and you lack so much self-awareness you won't even realize you're doing it. Ms. Jones, you said when you came on the internet and social media, that's when I realized how much they hate us. In other words, black women on social media groomed you. Shout out to Shira7, right? Shout out to Chrissy, you said Chrissy's name. Shout out to Cynthia G, you said Cynthia G's name, right? I put money you listen to Yanni too. Shout out to Yanni. I put money you listen to Paris too. Shout out to Paris. And even if you don't, shout out to them anyway. Right? You know, shout out to my brothers. This is why I post non-manosphere things on my community chat. This is why I say go check out other non-manosphere related subjects, non-manosphere related content at the end of every stream. So you can not be in an echo chamber of just insanity. And this is able to kind of have an idea. Say call. Car, I hit the goddamn wrong button. What are y'all? Wait a minute. My car is talking to me. My car is talking. There we go. There we go. All right. Push the wrong button and it started talking. Right. But, you know, finishing up, you know, oh, I was going to let you go in front of me. There you go. Go ahead. Just don't drive slow and make sure I make it past the goddamn train tracks. My apologies. I let an old couple in front of me and I feel like I'm going to regret it. Right? Exactly. Better use sprinkle. Right? And Bruce on Wayne says, Z recipan rete. Look, first, I'm trying to see if I remember what that means. That's number one. So we're going to leave that for now. Move along. But I see. Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. And like I said, I didn't make it. And they made it. Of course they did. I knew I was gonna regret that. I knew it. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Exactly. Better use sprinkle. Right. Exactly. And the ghost said, "Is that you, Kit? Not Knight Rider." Now the song stuck in my head. Now I gotta go listen to Timbaland and Magoo because y'all remember they did the remix to that beat. I think Timbaland was the one that remixed that beat, or was it Magoo? Whoever song it was, or was it both of them? But yeah, they weren't the only ones. I think it's like there has to be there's a few rappers that rapped over that beat, that part. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. You can't be using these type of neo-Nazi type rhetoric, dear black women. No, it's not a justifiable response to a brother calling y'all ugly or unattractive, or he like light-skinned women, or he like slimmer women, or he, you know, any of that. Talking about your broader noses or your kinkier hair, I'm sorry, it's not an appropriate response, and as evidenced by the fact that YouTube said, yeah, Cynthia G, you can't talk like this. I'm sorry, right? You can't talk like this. I'm sorry. Nope. Right. Oh, so by the way, and I had to respond to this. By the way, you were kind of sort of implying, and you kind of pretty much said it, that black men are on the DL secretly gay. Okay, this is like studied, known. Black women are the most same-sex loving group of people in America. Could we stop with the implications that secretly black men are all secretly having sex with each other, and they'll bust down in there, and then they're to bust down for white men, and they're calling white men zaddy. No, black women, y'all call white men zaddy. We call white men zaddy to mock you, but we don't actually call white men zaddy, right? How is it this most same-sex loving group of people in America keep on calling black men same-sex loving as an insult? We ain't you. Believe it or not, we don't have an obsession for white men the way you have for white women. Right? Let a black woman talk long enough, if she's mad at black men or a black man, somehow, some way, little dick, whatever, gonna come out, or him being somehow this dude was just blowing her back out last night, but now he's secretly gay. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? Y'all ain't tired of the same old ass like insults? They either gonna imply, suggest, infer some type of same-sex loving whatever, and it's always in the form of an insult. Of course it is. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, Bruce Owen Wayne, Batman. And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat. There's a white woman journalist from Boston, the Boston Globe, Teen Globe, the National Geographic. She was the one that shut down Cynthia G. Okay, so that's the white woman. By reporting her video about aborting black male babies and has loose ends on Cynthia G. Like I said, dear black women, you hear this? This is a journalist. Boston Globe, Teen Globe, the National Geographic. Black women, y'all can't be talking this right. Okay. I said this before. Other non-black people are privy to some of the conversation going on social media amongst black people. I told y'all, when you check some of the live comments for Kevin Samuels videos, it's not just black people. It's mainly black people, obviously, but there's some Latinos in there, right? The hell are you doing, man? Bro. I'm sorry, y'all. That's the non-driver in front of me almost made me catch the red light. Yeah, there's some Latinos in there. There's some white folks in there. There's some Arabs in there. There's some Persians in there. Seriously, though. Because if you click the thumbnail, you could go to their page. You'd be like, what the hell? Dear black women, y'all tried to sun Kevin, and non-black men saw y'all. Right? You can't be talking this crazy, right? And let me say this. Once again, the word worthy comes out, and I need to have a panel of black women so y'all can explain to me this obsession with black women with the word worthy. This screams inferiority complex. Ooh, it screams inferiority complex. All of these content creators done damn use this word. What is wrong with y'all and feeling like black men feel like you're unworthy? And let me say what I need to say, at least from my perspective. What it seems like is like black women forgot that slavery and Jim Crow and transatlantic slavery happened, right? It's like they forgot about the oppression, and now they're telling black men, well, we're only 50 years out of Jim Crow, and you ain't built me Wakanda because you don't feel like I'm worthy of you going around the planet and doing exactly what white men did. So raping, pillaging, conquering, destroying, and remaking the world, And you're in my image, but if we're going to be kind, you're in my image, right? And the only reason you haven't raped and pillaged and conquered the world is because you feel like I'm unworthy of that love. What is wrong with y'all in this worthy word? Because of course Miss Jones does the whole we're worthy. And I'm like, what is up? Look, you know what? We're gonna do this right now. We are going to do this right now. We are going to look up the of worthy and we are going to say it. Because I gotta be missing something. Worthy, having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specified way. Oh, now will you look at that? Let's read that one more again. Worthy, having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specific way. Huh. Merit. I thought black women to believe in a meritocracy. Uh-oh. So there's that. But recognition in a specified, I'm sorry, not specific, but in a specified way. I wonder what the recognition in a specified way would entail. I wonder what that would entail. Like I told y'all, kicking Marco Robbie off of the beauty hierarchy, the beauty pedestal, and putting a woman that looks like Ashley Acuna off of the grapevine there. I put money, that's what it entails. I put money, that's what it entails. I put money, what it entails is putting the majority, if not all black women in the most opulent lifestyle humanly possible. I put money, that's what they talking about. Because Chrissy done said worthy, Crystal Kerzen done said worthy, this young lady, Miss Jones done said worthy, Yanny done said worthy. What is up with y'all in this word worthy? Right? And once again, Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? What is up with y'all in this word worthy? Talking about super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? This is weird. This, like I said, you're justifying or attempting to justify Cynthia G and her literal genocidal eugenics, euthanasia, all of these are a little different rhetoric. And you think, and that's if I believe you, that she did nothing wrong. She said nothing wrong. And everything she said was an equal and good response to the way you feel black men have been speaking on these social medias, particularly YouTube. Huh. Yes, Demetrius, they do say deserve a lot. Yes. And Demetrius says they say deserve a lot too. Yeah, they do. Huh. This is this is, and this is why I say let them talk, number one. But number two, very, very, very crucial. I did not pull this out of nowhere. The internet will expose us all. This is why I say it. The internet will expose us all. You let people talk long enough. You let women talk long enough. And you let black women talk long enough, and all you're going to hear, and we're seeing it more and more, is the resentment they have that, oh, wait, Mr. G, you're going to say it for the 1,000th time. The resentment they have that black men didn't make them upper middle class, rich, and elite white women. I would like to direct y'all to Chrissy's response to seeing that white little girl and that white mother in that playhouse. She lost it. F that. But why can't we have it too? Where does it? Oh, wait, didn't she say deserving? Huh. Something is something is really, really wrong with black woman's fear, right? Black woman landia, something is going on over there. Because we keep on talking about worthy and deserve and worthy and deserve, and we ain't talking about no systemic nothing, no structural nothing. Chrissy tried to play it down. Huh. And what it really is an extreme envy of white women. Y'all can't say black men are on this same thing. Black men talk about white supremacy and the oppression, but y'all can't say, you cannot say that black men are on this. Black men are not saying what we're deserving and worthy of. Are you crazy? Okay, Detroit, I'll check. And Detroit says, Mr. Z, I sent you an email. Worthy and deserve. Huh. And as I said, this young lady gave me so much. She gave me Azealia Banks vibes. Just another one of these spiritual manifest black, and she kept on trying, she tried to say not all black men, but the majority. All right, cool. Right. But the majority, all right. Right. So I guess she not going all the way, at least not yet, to tell her she gonna go beat a bust down for her white boyfriend or white husband. I guess she ain't there with it yet. She ain't full on Azealia Banks, I guess. Right? Thank you, Demetrius. And she's like, she gave me that too, like she's off her rocker. And I think, I heard this one time, and I've been mulling this over, and it probably was on one of those ancient alien things that I watched like forever ago, like 2 decades ago, whatever the hell. And I want to say it was something, it had to do with the pyramids. That much I do remember. And it was either on YouTube or it was on the actual Discovery Channel, not Discovery, yeah, Discovery Channel. And it was something along the lines of like, there had to be a collective borderline insanity. If human beings put the pyramids together, which, come on, we're black, we know, they always do this alien thing when it comes to the pyramids, but they don't want to admit it was us, but okay. There had to be somewhat, and if anybody remembered this quote, because I'm pretty sure somebody in the black manosphere seen the same thing I saw. There had to be a collective, like, borderline insanity to put this together, to envision it, to draw it up, and to put it together, right? And then if the implication was like, but is it insane if we're all insane, is it insane? Right? If we're all insane, is it insane? Like, that was the implication of what that person was saying, right? So I think about that when I think about how we, as not just black women, because you hear, like, was it Myanmar, right, where they had like the slaughter of so many people, and they were like instigating it on social media a few years ago, right? So like when you see the way we're grappling with social media and being in our echo chambers, right? I'm not just talking about black women here or black people. I'm saying human beings, right? Where we're getting in our echo chambers and we're regurgitating the same thing to each other and we're talking about that group over there, right? And this is why I'm careful. That's why y'all see me like that. That's why my commentary is, it's not on that, right? That's why I let y'all know I'm in a happy, loving relationship. That's why I'm honest about these things. Because I'm not gonna pull a Paris Milan and y'all just, oh, Z got married? Wait a minute, he was talking all that crap about black women. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that, right? But what I'm getting at is, I think what social media has, the good part of it, it's allowed you to find your people. The bad part is that you found your people and then you lock the door and all you want to hear is the thing that justifies whatever you believed in your own biases anyway. And I think what we're seeing with this, with the black woman empowerment sphere, we'll call it, with all of those particular people, the, once again, the Chrissies, the Yannies, the Paris, the Shira Sevens, the Princellas, the Chrislyn Karazins, the all of them, divest, all of the divester, whatever's, all of them, is that the women that go from, oh, I listen to her, to listen to her, to listen to her, to listen to her, even the ones that disagree with each other, the content creators that disagree with each other, a lot of their subscribers just listen to all of them, even if they disagree with each other. What we've seen is, because social media, it's still young in the grand scheme of things, we're seeing what that's producing amongst people in general on planet Earth. And maybe I have to do another review of the social dilemma to kind of emphasize this. I keep on going. I review social media and its effects. It feels like maybe 3 times a year, and I think I'm gonna keep on doing that, right? So what I'm getting at is, like, because we're black men and the vast majority of us would rather be with black women, we're seeing how these people who are interacting with this content, these women that are interacting with this content on social media, how that's affecting them. Now, we only have critique for the men. We're only, understand where our society is. We only have critique for the men that watch Kevin Samuels, or that watch Andrew Tate, or that watch whoever, right? Obsidian, O'Shea, Duke Jackson, etc., right? All the white manosphere guys, whoever. But we're not really contending with women, particularly black women, for the black community, that are watching all of this lifestyle branding crap, all this swirler luxury lifestyle crap, all of this black women empowerment, black female god, feminine, the ultimate feminine, stuff. Black men ain't ish content. Black men are the worst thing on the planet, and femicide, and black over every corner is a 55-year-old man preying on a 12-year-old girl content. We haven't really grappled with what that's done to the minds of black women, particularly younger black women, right? And once again, Timmy Fields, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker, right? We haven't really grappled with that. I think so, Nema. I think so. And Nema says, you mean when a Burmese Buddhist monk calling for the persecution of Rohingya, I think that's how you pronounce it, who are Muslims. I think that's the one. I think that's what yes. I want to say yes. I want to say yes. Right? Exactly, Detroit. Every 5.4 hours. Right? Every 5.4 hours. Femicide. They're killing us. And didn't one of them say that? One of them said that, and they said it like that. Right? Oh no, you know who I'm thinking of too? That porn star, the divester porn star chick that tried to like make it seem like we were like stalking her, like black men in the Black Manosphere were like stalking her. Remember, she tried to pull her version of white women in distress, damsel in distress mode. That's who I just thought about. Yeah. That's who I thought about. So I'm like, we heard somebody tried to play white woman. Yeah. It was her. It was her. Right. So this young lady, Miss Jones, because that once again the name on the channel is the Love Jones Show. Not only is she a walking collection of memes, she's a testament to this black woman empowerment, black woman content creator, the power and the influence that these people have, the hold that they have on black women. And I don't even think she realized what she said when she was like, essentially, when she started interacting with this stuff on social media, that's when I realized how much they hate us. Who told you that? Wait, oh, it's because one or two brothers made fun of your weight? And then you ran to who? Oh, you ran to Chrissy and Crystal and Karazin for them to explain it to you. Huh. You ran to two broken ass women, one who's envious of white women, the other one who used to be a bust down for white men, got pregnant from a brother who already had kids from other women. I didn't say woman, I said women. And has daddy issues. That's who you went to explain black men to you. Well, so all you're saying is that Chrissy and Cynthia G are groomers. I said it before. Shout out to Paradox from Paradox in DC, but shout out to Paradox from Code Breakers, because he was in the comments when I said this, and I think even PK might have been in the comments when I said this too. But like, we're priming, and like what social media is doing, and I'm not just gonna focus on the black community for this. Social media is priming us for some very dangerous ass behavior. And I mean, like, and this is why my title is The Answer is the Final Solution. And those of you in the know would know what I mean by final solution. The Nazis knew. Let's just say that. I think social media is priming us for that type of thought process. Well, we're already there thought process wise, but that type of action. And I think Cynthia G, all she did was put words to a feeling that many black women are feeling towards black men, because one or two Negroes don't find them attractive, or might have called them ugly, or might have said something about their skin tone. Right? Social media is priming us for some very dangerous behavior and for advocating for things. And that's why I brought up the, and shout out to Neymar, that's why I brought up the whole Myanmar situation. Y'all gotta be careful how y'all, even, yes, black women, even you, Miss Morally Superior people, y'all gotta be careful how y'all interacting with this social media space, because your favorite content creators are broken ass losers. And it shows how much your moral compass has been completely obliterated when y'all sit down and listen to people talk about aborting black male babies. America had a whole goddamn eugenic society. Much of what Hitler was on, he got from America. I'm not joking. I didn't pull that out of my ass. Excuse me. I did not pull that out of my ass. And in this country, that practice eugenics on your ancestors. I'm not joking. That also did not pull that out of my ass. For you to say, well, what did Cynthia G say that was wrong? Do you understand what you're invoking? Right? Cynthia G was speaking about selective breeding, and y'all don't understand why her page got snatched? Y'all don't understand why her page got snatched? Right? She said Cynthia G stayed, but she tried to clean it up a little bit. She said struggle bandits. Bandit, a robber or outlaw belonging to a gang and typically operating in an isolated or lawless area. Right? Similes, robber, raider, mugger, right? Freebooter, outlaw, desperado, hijacker, plunderer, pillager. Y'all really want to call us pillagers, black women? In this country with this history? All right. Right? Gunman, criminal, gangster, marauder, crook, thief, holdupper. Huh. That's the woman you think shouldn't have gotten her channel snatched? Like I said, black men hurt my feelings, so launch nukes. A black man called me ugly, so launch nukes. A black man called me fat, so launch nukes. A black man said something disparaging about my hair, so launch nukes. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, Timmy Fields. The 18th letter says, and thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Paris and Chrissy for working overtime to delete their their hateful lives and videos in the wake of Cynthia G's channel demise. LOL. Man, I don't have the time, but I would be going on a downloading campaign. It's probably too late. They probably deleted the worst of them, the worst of the videos. And that's what we say in Earth, right? And Earth says all of this murderous hate because some black young man didn't want to date them. Really though, right? Really though. And that's what it comes down to. We give birth to them. We manifest. And all it sounds like is like a person that's barely holding on mentally, like barely holding on, trying to grasp for straws to make sense of the world. Right? And I don't want to mock that. I think that's actually really sad and it says something about our environment. But you still can't talk about genocide. You can't excuse genocide, Miss Jones. You can't. And the non-black folks don't agree. You could keep on trying to shame them all you want. Maybe Cynthia G channel will come back. Let's see. You never know. Cynthia G channel could be back up next week for all we know. But as of right now, you can't talk. You can't advocate for eugenics. You can't literally say the word genocide and say, well, what's wrong with that? Clearly, the rest of the civilized world is like, a lot. right? Y'all really don't appreciate how crazy y'all have been speaking on these internets for a good little while now. A decade plus. You took resentful, angry black women, turned the dial up until it broke, and then put them on social media, and now what? Right? And then you, Miss Jones, being one of these people's acolytes, think it's okay how they speak? You know how you know Cynthia G? She really had to reflect and she know better? Because she refused to say what the subject matter was. It's a video that got deleted 2 years ago. Yeah, what was it about? Oops. Well, they went after my channel for a video from 2 years ago. Yeah, what was it about? Yikes. Right? What happened? You can't lie by omission on this one, Miss Cynthia G. The civilized world disagrees with your premise that black men shouldn't be born, black boys shouldn't be born, black males shouldn't be born because black men that are living and breathing and alive, the ones that actually didn't get aborted, you feel that they didn't do enough for black women. And the rest of the civilized world is like, number one, that's crazy. Number two, we're going to take your freaking channel away. And unfortunately for you, Miss Jones, y'all could keep on lobbying them. Let's see. Like I said, we never know. Cynthia G channel could be up next week for all we know. But they would have made her. I bet you she come back. I guarantee you she won't be talking like that. That blatantly, yes, she might still be implying and suggesting things, but that blatantly, oh yeah, that's out the door. Nope. Like I said, you have the Israel-Palestine conflict right now. You have Ukraine and Russia. You have election season coming up, and y'all are so goddamn tone deaf. Y'all still on this, and you think it's justifiable. That's the insane part. There is no way she's only at 2,500. And Lion says, wait, let's go to Neymar's question first. Neymar says, how much has she raised so far, Lion? And we're talking about Cynthia G's GoFundMe. And Lion said almost 2,500 last I saw. Ain't no way she only raised that little bit. There's no way. There's no way y'all worship at the altar of this goddamn neo-Nazi and y'all only gave her $2,500. There's no way. Y'all only donated $2,500. That number gotta be that. Yeah. How long ago was that, Lion? Because there ain't no way. Right. And once again, 18th, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, they're gonna delete those videos because they sound crazy. They sound insane. And that's why Paris do her lives and then put it on Patreon or she deletes it afterward. And she's been doing that for a few years, for a couple years. Dear Miss Jones, the reason why Paris was doing that and even Chrissy was doing that and they still engage in that for certain videos is because they know they sound crazy, or better yet, they don't care that they sound crazy, but they know white folks and the South Asians or East Asians, whoever YouTube contracts out to do the reviews, they know those people will be like, oh my god, they talking genocide. Right? Exactly. Demetrius says, be prepared for a lot of code phrases. Exactly. Exactly. Right. And this is what I'm saying. Because you've been in your echo chamber so damn long, and y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Because you've been in your echo chamber so long, you've been smelling your farts for so long, you've been hearing other black women big y'all up for so long, you really believe that you're the moral center of the universe. Eat Miss Jones. That's how you were speaking on your own channel. When you come out here in the real world, talking like that in front of non-black people, they're like, oh my God, hell no. Y'all coming out here in the real world, or you're on social media dancing on Kobe Bryant's grave because he didn't marry a black woman in front of the world to see. Like I told y'all, I said his name before, Rolo Tomasi, the way he responded to watching black women dance on Kevin Samuel's grave. Most of his subscribers are white men. The vast majority of his subscribers are white men. Y'all are doing your own selves a disservice. You gotta be careful with this rhetoric. But you can't help it because you're so jealous and envious of white women. And you charge black men with the unforgivable sin of not only being born black and male, but not making you an upper middle class, rich, or elite white woman, politically and socially, but definitely economically. And so you think you can use this type of rhetoric and there will be no repercussions? Yeah, America's racist. Yeah, but America's smart about it. And they let y'all get away with this for a long time. Dear black women, y'all got away with talking this reckless about black men for a long time. And maybe you have to contend with, maybe the paradigm is shifting just a little bit. And how are you going to respond to a shifting environment that doesn't let you call black men gay because you can't get or keep the type of black men you find attractive? What do you do in an environment that's shifting just enough where you can't say abort black male babies, or that's why your mom should have swallowed you, or all this other weirdo stuff y'all say because a black man called you ugly, or made fun of your nose, or made fun of the weight of your favorite female celebrity, black female celebrity, right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, 18th. And Eric Denman says, and thank you for the super chat. I noticed the women on the breakdown constantly bring up Pearl every time they have a black man guest on their show. Even the people in the chat realized it. Man, but BGS been calling that. Bro, there's some black women have a and it's not just black women, because believe it or not, other women be on this too. They just not that loud about it. But black women in particular, now this one is really, really like disproportionately them. There is this envy of white, like I want to say just white women, but it's really the way they imagine white women, the way they think men see white women as like the ice princess, the princess that's in this I don't know, this Ziploc bag, or like this bulletproof case, or this like the way they think we see white women, it just causes them to lose their mind because they wish they were in that position. Right? And like, if you put relationship in the frame of conspicuous consumption, then you realize and you know that like human beings compete with other human beings for status and money and wealth and prestige and resources, etc., then of course other women, other non-white women, see white women and they envy their position. But particularly black women, because they feel like, and they are, let's be honest, the furthest away from that image, right? So of course the women from the breakdown have this sting about white women. They're black women, and I agree with B. And they are among the more reasonable black women. The bar's in hell, everyone. The bar's in hell, right? Give me a second. And Nema says, Cynthia G and her ilk refuse to realize that the greater society still needs black men to keep the system working. Exactly. They still need, right, black male athletes to bring home the gold. Exactly. Right. What am I missing? You said I checked yesterday and it was gone. What I miss? Right. What's going on, AB? Oh, that part too. And then it says the greater society still needs black men to maintain their prison system, unfortunately. Right. But yeah, Eric, of course. Look, man, it's a sore spot, and it's not the same for black men, right? Our relationship, black men's relationship to white men, is not the same as black women's relationship to white women. Black men and white men, it's not the same, right? So, yeah. And I guess this is where deserve and worthy comes up, right? Though we're deserving not to be treated as a woman. I want to be very clear. Like, when you hear women say women in the 21st century, understand they mean white women, privileged white women. I don't want to put a class on it per se, but privileged white women. What they're saying is, I want the treatment and the outcomes of privileged white women. Privileged Western white women. That's women in Canada, Britain, America, etc. France, Germany. I want that life. Right? So it's not women in a vacuum. It's a very social, political understanding of women dictated by the way these women see white women. Right? Okay, better you says I was talking about the Iron Bank's latest GoFundMe. Right? That's funny. Detroit said Ayanna Presley dark side hysterical. Right? Yeah, and once again, Eric, that was a really good comment. And thank you for the super chat once again. And thank you for the super chat, Mr. Too Watchful. And Too Watchful says, how black women feel about the word submission is how black men feel about the word worthy. You know what? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Right? That word worthy and that word deserve, but really the word deserve. But that word, because the word deserve sounds more entitled to me. The word worthy has like this tinge of like inferiority complex in it. It's really because the way that when I've heard it said multiple times for all these content creators, the way it's coming off is as if they're trying to puff themselves up and actually say, we aren't we worthy. It's once again, ain't I a woman? That's where it's coming from, right? Like that's the energy at what I hear. Right? I hear ain't I a woman type talk. Right? Worthy sounds, it's like a bit depressing, right? Or a bit like defeatist. The defeated, like, excuse that's the word. It sounds like they're a bit defeated, right? Like in a like some inferiority complex in there. So that's what I get from it. Like it's yeah. Ain't I worthy, right? Earth says worthy equal ain't I a woman? Question mark. Yeah, like because it's like they're saying we're worthy, but it really is coming off to me like ain't I worthy? Black men, white men, ain't I worthy? Aren't I worthy? Aren't black men worthy? Excuse me, black women worthy, right? Aren't black women worthy of white woman treatment, right? That's the vibe it's giving me. Very sojourner truth. Ooh, Earth, yeah. Or ain't I a woman to white guys? Ooh, ooh, right? And so listening to Miss Jones speak, right? And like I said, she's just a walking collection of social media memes, right? And for those of you that haven't peeped, I'm reviewing the Love Jones show. The link is in the description if you if y'all could handle it, if y'all could tolerate it, if you could stomach it, right? But as I said, these people have been in their echo chambers for so long, they lost their goddamn moral compass. They lost their minds, actually, right? I agree with this, Indigo. I agree with this. And Indigo Flow says, like I said, Z, they play with words. I think they're trying to will or manifest their deservingness into existence. Whew. Yeah, that's how them girls said. That's a word. That's a word right there. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. This one I agree with. This one I agree with. And it's like when I say this, it's not to patronize them, but that's sad and really depressing. I'm not even trying to be funny. And it also speaks to not trying to fight with black men to put black women and black men in better positions. So your degrees can actually mean something. Oops. When it and actually thinking you could sidestep and around the way black men and then appeal to the sensibilities of white folks, right? Try to get some of your bleeding heart liberals or maybe some of your conniving, calculated ass conservatives to like elevate black women without doing it for black men or in spite of black men. And it's like, but black women, y'all been trying that for decades. It's not going to work. It hasn't worked, right? It's not going to work. And it's like, I don't say that, you know, I don't say that kind of easily. It's not, I say that kind of with a heavy heart. Like, that's sad and depressing. And you ain't manifesting not a none of it. Nope. It's not gonna. That's not how this is gonna work. That is not how this is gonna work. And you could tell because it hasn't. Not for the masses of black women. You could keep on doing your goddess queen, goddess mother, goddess hotep, goddess dot. You could keep. Non-black people ain't hearing that. You got a handful of black people that's on the hotep, earth mother, goddess, black woman, anointed, whatever the hell. A handful of black people on that. You can't even get the majority of black people in the black community to be on that. Let alone non-black people. Have fun with that. And then use that to justify talking about black men like black males should be aborted because black men that are living and breathing haven't made black women upper middle class and rich and elite white women. Like, stop. And then you thought that was justifiable because some brothers is calling y'all ugly and fat and making fun of your features. Granted, okay, let's say all of this is hateful language. There's definitely a scale to this, and y'all broke it. Because you think calling a darker skinned black woman fat is the same as saying that black males should be aborted. And oh, how did I not mention this? And let me hurry up. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. You also made this a race thing. Like, duh, Mr. Z. Wait. Let me explain what I'm saying. You didn't just mention black Americans. You said, well, my friends in Britain. Well, she said the UK, and I think she might have said Canada or Africa. I can't remember, but she mentioned three places. Like, they're all saying the same thing. She might have said Africa, but my friends in the UK, my friends in Africa, my friend, she might have said Canada too. And Canada said the same thing, and I'm like, wait, do you now you're really sounding racist, because what you're doing is you're not saying, well, black men in America have been socialized in a way like the academics do it, right? The academics try to be real. The misandrous academics, the black women academics, they try to be real slick with how they say these things. You just came straight up the middle and said, yeah, black men in UK and in America, and so you're saying it's not our environment, it's not social. You're saying it's innately something wrong with black men. So black men are coming out the womb messed up, which, by the way, black women, I don't know if you really want to go down that road too far, right? So now, do you understand how you're making this like by definition a race thing? And then now, do you understand why Cynthia G got snatched, channel got snatched, and how when you talk like this, you're teetering on your channel getting snatched also? You're saying that like there's something genetically, biologically wrong with black men. You're just saying that in so many words. You're saying that in different words. If you say your friends in the UK, obviously here in America, I can't remember if you said Canada or Africa, but either way, are all saying the same thing about black men, then you're saying there's something wrong with black men, period. Not just black American men or men that, of any type of diaspora and black descent that live in America. Not same thing with the UK or Canada or the whole continent of Africa. So if you're saying, you're making a very racist comment, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you stay in your echo chambers so long, you don't even realize what you're saying. Like I said this to y'all before, I'm not saying these people aren't being malicious. I'm saying they don't even realize how horrible what they're saying is. They want to say something offensive, right? They want to say something triggering. I'm not saying they're not purposely trying to say something triggering. They just don't know how far they went. Right? It's like when you're driving your car and you swear you're doing, let's say you're gonna break the speed limit is 65, you're gonna try to get to 75, and then you look down on the speedometer and you're doing 90. Right? Like you think you know how far you went. You went way further than what you thought you did. They are who we thought they were. Look, Mr. Z is not a wordsmith like that, But I don't think y'all fully appreciate the implications of what y'all say. This is shout out to the 18th letter. This is why Paris and Chrissy are deleting some of their old stuff. Especially with Chrissy, because when she get in her bag and she start getting all that sassy attitudes crap, all type of foolishness start falling out her mouth. Same thing with Paris. All the crazy rhetoric start coming out their mouth. Oops, I did say that, didn't I? Oh, well, let me go delete that. right? And Too Watchful, thank you once again for the super chat. Y'all going too far with the rhetoric. Y'all are using Nazi ass rhetoric and then thinking you can justify it because somebody, what, quote unquote, fat shamed you, what, compared you to a white woman and then deemed you lacking. What about, and then she had the nerve to say, what about if we did that? I don't know what planet you've been on, especially over the past 15 or so years on social media, but really we could go back like centuries, literally. But I don't know where you've been for the past decade and a half on social media, but black women have already been doing that. Black women have already been doing that. That's like being in a fight with a boxer, and they really fighting. It like, nah, but really start fighting. What? Like I said, my feelings are hurt. Launch the nukes, right? Yeah, and Earth. Yeah, she was talking about that witchcraft stuff. Exactly, Earth. And Earth says, I wonder when has all this witchcraft energy ever produced a single lightning bolt? Man, look, that it's sad. It is sad. Y'all are grasping at straws to try to make sense of the world. All this manifest talk, Indigo, that was a great comment you said earlier, bro. Right? Because it really is. They really trying to, like, mind over matter, manifest their way out of this financial struggle that all of us are feeling right now, or at least most of us. That inflation. Shout out to Better You, that inflation. Right? And they think they can manifest, talk crap about black men, appeal to what, rich black men or non-black men or rich white man out of this. Nah, that ain't it. Right? So yeah, y'all, I gotta make a hard stop here. So let's do this. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Wait a minute, y'all. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I'm sorry about that. I have to make a hard stop now. Love, peace, and chicken grease. We will pause right here. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. For the love of God, other non-Manosphere content, so y'all don't sound like male versions of this lady, right? Manifest. Oh boy, I'm a creator in a. Oh, all right, Azealia Banks. Anyway, all right. And on that note, we will pause right here. And yeah, we like I put up. We should be doing a panel discussion Monday afternoon, barring nothing crazy happens. And yes, everyone, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. All right, everyone, Mr. Z out.